It's not just her. She's calling them out now. Oh, yes! Title track, Ultraviolence. I'm scared. Fuck the people. Honestly, fuck the people that said this was memorizing. Fuck that. It's not. Fuck him. Oh, this is so fascinating. It has been weeks since I've done a reaction video, and I cannot be happier to be back doing more Lana Del Rey, Ultraviolence today. And yes, I'm starting out happy because I have a feeling my mood is going to quickly change. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna start at a high and see how we go. Yeah, I don't know much about this. I just know all the comments that have been joking about how I'm not gonna be able to handle this, and yeah, I don't know. That does sound a little scary, to be honest, but I think I've got this. I've got this. I've been through hell and back, so bring me back, drag me back, Lana. Welcome to Passion Dump of an Autist if you're new, and welcome back if you're not. I am going on an amazing, detailed, deep dive of Lana Del Rey, so if that sounds interesting to you, if you love Lana, then make sure you like and subscribe and comment, let me know. We've gone through Born to Die and Paradise, and now we're on to Ultraviolence. We've done music videos and live performances all from that era. I did a 6,000 word essay. We also did a tier ranking, so we've really gone into the nitty gritty of it as much as possible in a 6-week period. I'm sure like years from now, I'll have so many new perspectives and things like that, but I am trying my best to not just react and then go on to the next one and not give each album, each piece of art, really, because she is a true artist, I believe that. I want to squeeze out as much as I possibly can in such a short period of time, so that's what we're doing. Oh, and I did see that it does have deluxe tracks. I looked at it and I decided for today, just based on my own energy levels, I'm starting to get to know myself, and I want to start honoring what my body is telling me, and I just have a feeling that I'm going to be drained enough as it is if we just go through the 11 tracks of the original album. So I'm gonna save the deluxe tracks maybe for next week. We'll do a full deluxe track reaction as well. I want to give each track the love and care that it deserves. So we'll split it up into 2 videos. I'll do Ultraviolence and then we'll do the deluxe Ultraviolence next week. So stay tuned for that. I have a Patreon. If you're enjoying these videos and you want to support me in some way, that's a great way. I put in my uncut reactions. They're usually pretty long because I do like to delve into things. If that sounds interesting to you, you can check that out in the description. All right, let's go. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, but I'm so excited to finally listen to another Lana record. It's been a while that I've been sitting with Born to Die, so here we go. Okay, Cruel World. Ooh. I heard there was gonna be more guitars on this.
Share my body and my mind with you.
Yeah.
That's all over now.
Ooh.
Did what I had to do, 'cause you're so far past me now.
Ooh.
Share my body and my life with you. That's way over now. There's not more I can do. You're so famous now. Got your Bible. Got your gun.
Hello? Why did it just pause? That was so weird. What is going on? Is it like a headphone thing? Can we not do that again? Okay, well, we'll stop anyway. So apparently the spirit wanted to stop there. That was really weird. What a way to start a record. What a way to start a record. We're already in our sad girl era. Okay, we're like, she's we're melancholy. We're looking back at this relationship that, you know, she shared her body and her mind, so she gave everything. I'm not surprised because she seems like, from what I know so far, what she's written about, that I've listened to, she seems very devoted. And we talked a lot about that in Born to Die. Because you're so far past me now. That really took me out because at this point, like, I don't know how big she is, but she's like well known. Like, she's famous herself. Or maybe this song was written before Born to Die got. I don't know. We don't know. Or I don't know when she wrote this. So that just kind of was strange to me because I'm like, what do you mean? How could someone be farther be past you? No. No, you're the number one in this relationship. So that confused me. And then it said you're so famous now. So yeah, I'm wondering who this is about, or if this is just, I mean, it doesn't have to be about someone. It could be just like a story, getting out a feeling that she was feeling, but not, I don't know. We don't know. Although I know a lot of her stuff, most of her stuff is autobiographical. So that I found interesting, but let's go back in here. I think, is this the chorus that we came up on? Oh, I already see a little red party dress on. I don't like that it's in a sad song now, though. I mean, I know it was in other sad songs, but it was used as the way I interpreted it, it's like an empowerment for her. So I don't know. I'm wondering what context we have now in this album.
You're so famous now, got your Bible.
Ooh, I love that.
Your gun, and you like the party.
I'm gonna love this, aren't I? I'm gonna love this album. Just based on the, like, okay, so I know I do Taylor Swift, and I do, like, I've got a big range of music that I love, but I haven't done rock stuff on this channel, but I'm a huge rock fan. I love 90s rock. I love like grunge, well, like Nirvana and things like that. I'm a Foo Fighters fan, like have always been a Foo Fighters fan, like things like that. So this is, I mean, if it's all like this or similar, I'm gonna love this.
And I like my candy, and you're with mine. I'm finally happy now that you're gone.
Oh, she's happy now that he's gone.
Put my little red body dress on.
Oh, it is empowerment still, yes. Still crazy. She still feels crazy, everybody. Okay.
Get a little bit suburban and go crazy.
That's interesting. Get a little suburban? Okay.
Because you're young, you're wild, you're free. You're dancing circles around me. You're fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's not just her. She's calling them out now. Okay. I do have to go back because she had this like raspiness in her voice that I need to hear again. So many thoughts. Get a little bit suburban and go crazy. When you think of the suburbs, you don't necessarily think about crazy, but I guess someone that's been living in LA, and I think, was she in New York at some point too? I don't know, but I know for sure LA. Maybe it would feel like crazy and spicy to get a little bit suburban. I don't know. It's a really interesting line. I have to think about that one and what that means, but it definitely is interesting and a statement. So I'm excited to, you know, as I listen to this record more and kind of understand really what that means, but that's just my first take, I guess, is that it's just interesting because it's not what you would necessarily think. But again, here we go. You're young, you're wild, you're free. very common theme that she likes to talk about. You're dancing circles around me. That's interesting because she was talking about this person being ahead of her, and now she's saying that he's dancing circles around her. But now she, you're fucking crazy. I don't know if it's like you're fucking crazy, like you're crazy good, or you're, crazy doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. I don't know. And then she said, oh, and then you're crazy for me. Okay. Interesting. And I really loved that because I was scared when I saw red party dress, but I didn't see what the context was. I was like, oh my God, no, don't make it a sad thing, because I like my little red party dress to be empowerment and like I'm feeling my best. I know everybody knows that I'm the best. I'm crazy. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. The free. There's like a little bit of vocal fry on it. Oh my God, she's changing her vocals for this amazing rock song. Sorry, I'm getting really excited. It's beautiful. Oh my God, she sounds so freaking good. I mean, she's always sounds good. I love her vocals on Born to Die, but it's like, it's interesting to hear like such a switch. And so good.
Share my body and my mind with you.
Nice.
That's all over now. I did what I had to do. I could see you leaving now. I got your Bible.
Ooh, yes. Sonically, this is really satisfying for me. Yes, put it on. No, you're not a mess. Maybe you are. But we love you.
Because you're young, you're wild, you're free. You're dancing circles around me. You're fucking crazy.
Ooh, that's interesting. I like that.
Like your women, and you like fun. I like my candy, and your heroin. And I'm so happy now you're gone.
I'm wondering if this is still talking, like, obviously she's looking back in this song, that's obvious, but I wonder how far she's looking back on this, because am I wrong that maybe she, like, when she says I like my candy, are we still talking about the alcoholism? So are we still talking about, when she was maybe like 17, 18 or whatever, before she got sober? I mean, I want to think that it's gummy candy because I personally relate. I love gummy candy, but obviously that's silly. I feel like it's not. I feel like it has a different meaning. I think candy is code for something. Interesting when you change choruses with it. So in this one, she says, everybody knows that I'm a mess. I'm crazy. So she changed that. What was it before? Everybody knows that I'm the best. So it's like she started with a little bit more confidence, and as she's going through it and really thinking of things, she's like getting maybe deeper in depression and starting to be harder on herself. Maybe it's like, when you have a breakup and, you just right away want to be like, you want to cut your hair, you want to put on your sexy red dress that's always worked so well for you, and just go out and be like, I'm empowered and I'm fucking amazing and you're stupid, you're crazy for letting go of me. And then you start drinking, and then you know, as the night goes on and you're getting drunker and drunker, you start hating yourself more. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. But again, I don't know if it's alcohol or not. That's just the thought I had when she talked about candy. I don't know. I could be dead wrong. So forgive me if I'm dead wrong. That's just what I'm getting right now. I'm just trying to figure out what we're talking about here. Let's finish. It's gonna take us forever to go through this, guys. Oh, yes! We're gonna hear that again. Production. Beautiful. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm seeing in my mind and what it brings up for me. But again, I don't know. I could be completely dead wrong. But you know what? Can you be dead wrong when you're just being like, this is art, and from this art, this is what it's making me feel? Can you be wrong? I mean, maybe a little bit. But also, hopefully you appreciate just, you know, I'm coming at it from an authentic point of view here. But yeah, that's what it reminded me. It was bringing me to my teenagehood, and, you know, especially the line about suburban. It made me think of, like, because I grew up in the suburbs as a teenager, and you go to these house parties and you go get drunk and you get crazy and you dance around and you cry about the boy who, you know, fucked you over. And, you know, like I said, you start the night out looking like so hot, and you put on your best outfit and you look amazing, and you're like, screw you, I'm amazing. And then you just keep drinking and drinking and drinking. And then, you know, by the end of the night, you're crying and you're like, what is wrong with me? Like, I don't mean to laugh. It's just like, it reminds, like, I've done that. And I don't know if that's what this is, but that's the scene in my head when I listen to this. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not going to get an unbiased reaction because, you know, a reaction is just a projection of, you know, what this music and this art is, you know, doing for me. And that's what it is. That's what it is to me. Cruel World is what it's called. Cruel World. Okay. A cruel world of, you know, looking back on this love that you gave everything to and being like, fuck it. How did that happen? I'm speechless. I'm just so excited. I've been listening to Born to Die in Paradise over and over and over again for the last 6 weeks, and it's been amazing. It's been so amazing to do that. So, but to, you know, go from that to being like, I have completely new music in front of me that now I can listen to over and over and over again is so exciting. It's very exciting. Okay. Title track, Ultraviolence. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. Okay, let's do it. Ultraviolence. First time in Val's life listening to Ultraviolence. Oh, I'm gonna try not to. I was being a naughty, sneaky girl and started to read the lyrics, and I wasn't appreciating, so we're not gonna. I really just want to enjoy. there's so much in that. Fuck the people, honestly, fuck the people that said this was glamorizing. Fuck that. It's not. Because I knew that criticism. I had heard that criticism going in. There's no glamorization in this. I understand where they're coming from with that criticism, but they're not understanding the feeling behind it, in my opinion. I don't even know if I can put it into words, but I feel it. I feel it. This is a hard one. I cannot pretend that I relate to domestic violence in a physical form. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I cannot relate to that, and so I just want to put that out there, because there's obviously gonna be people with a different perspective that would be able to understand it from a deeper level but I guess what I wanted to say was I do understand from a emotional violence way, and so that's where I can kind of my way in to feeling, what I guess what it means to me. So I don't want to pretend that well, you never understand exactly what someone's feeling, but I certainly relate to it just, in a different way, in my own experience, in my own trauma. It's just real. That's all I can say. It's like things aren't so black and white. Maybe that's the whole point of the fucking record. Maybe that's why the freaking album cover is in black and white. I don't know. As soon as I said that, when I said things aren't black and white, I saw that the cover is in black and white. So I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know if there's a connection there, but they aren't. These relationships that are awful, I'm assuming, they're also just not always awful, right? And a lot of people don't understand, and put it on the person being abused, why didn't they just leave? Why not blah, blah, blah? They have all these freaking questions. And it's like, well, it's not that fucking simple. There's so much nuance, and there's so much that goes into that. And there's also a lot of, what do I want to say? Risk involved in leaving in general. I don't want to get too much into it, but there's just a lot of nuance that people don't understand or even talk about when they're discussing things like this. And this song, to me, so far, we're only a minute in, and it's already just so nuanced and just explaining the nuance of that. He hit me and it felt like a kiss. I don't know. Like I said, I can't relate from a physical point of view, but that it resonates with me in that, you tell yourself, for me anyway, you tell yourself that, especially people who are so loving and forgiving, and I feel like, I don't know, that's what I get from her. I don't know her personally, obviously, but for me, I'm a very loving and forgiving person. I understand where trauma comes from, and sometimes that gets me in trouble because it's like you start almost therapizing the other person. Well, they didn't mean it. They really do have an amazing heart and soul. Look at this amazing time that we had yesterday, and he was so loving and he was so gentle, and he just got angry, and whatever it is that your mind goes on and ruminates, and I don't know. That's all I have for you for now. It's not as simple as taking that line out of context and being like, she's glamorizing this. It's not that simple, in my opinion. Yeah, I would be interested to hear the opinions of people who maybe have gone through similar things. That's whose opinion I would think would matter to me more than just someone writing a think piece that maybe hasn't gone through it. I don't know, maybe those think pieces were made by people, I don't know. For me, that's not what I'm seeing. That's not what I'm feeling in this. I'm feeling so much nuanced emotions, so many different emotions. It doesn't feel glamorized in any way, shape, or form. Oh, wow. I stopped at an interesting line there. Jim raised me up. Sounds like. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I actually stopped with the, he used to call me poison, and even in the beginning one when she says he used to call me Deanne, deadly nightshade, because I was filled with poison but blessed with beauty and rage. I guess maybe that's what my way in was, because obviously that's not the more physical side, but that is the more emotional side of abuse. And but I could have died right there because he was right beside. Like, she just looked up to this person so much. She just loved this person so much. And then she says, Jim raised me up. So I don't know if he was older, if this was, it sounds like a grooming kind of situation. And we know that she has been in kind of age gap relationships. So, feeling like this person, like, you look up so much to this person. And so you do feel like, in a way, that they raised you, like they taught you about the world, and I don't know, those types of conversations are so interesting, because there's like so much discord on that in particular. And like, oh, like, especially if it's like legal, and it's like, a 20-year-old with a 30-year-old, it's like, yeah, it's technically legal, but like, and you also, you don't want to, try to infantilize the 20-year-old and be like, oh, they can't make their own decisions and things like that. But also, there does seem to be an interesting power dynamic between someone who's just lived that much more in their life. And it's like, well, why are you, I don't know. The power dynamic is what's makes it questionable. And I don't think in every case, I don't think you can ever say, a 20-year-old with a 30-year-old, maybe in every case, is going to be like grooming or, something toxic or horrible. But in many cases, yeah, it's just kind of strange. It's like, well, why would you want to date someone that's so far below you as far as experience in life? And it's like, because you wonder, is that person, are they wanting to raise this person up to be the kind of person they want them to be, instead of letting that person find themselves? And because when you're like, 20, or, in that kind of age range, that's what you're doing, is you're experimenting and like figuring out what it means to be an adult in this world. Yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic to have a 30-year-old that's lived through all that, and now kind of put, some of their baggage, I guess, kind of onto you a little bit. And I don't know, so it's interesting. I mean, I have experienced. I have been with, when I was 20, I've been with someone who was 30, and I do remember, I remember him talking about politics, and politics that, like, now as a 37-year-old, I was like, what the fuck was he talking about? Like, he's an idiot. Like, it nothing to do with what I actually believe, and I've come into myself at 37 years old. But it was like, I really was looking at this person as being so smart and so intelligent, and just looking at him with these like wide doe eyes, and he could have said anything and I probably would have believed it, so, and it would have felt the same way. Like, this person like, he dropped me early on, thank God. I mean, it was heartbreaking for me, to be honest. I was very heartbroken. But I don't know why he did. Maybe he realized that it was kind of fucked up that he was dating a 20-year-old that like didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because I can only speak for myself. And as a 20-year-old, I didn't know what was going on in life. And so I personally, I'm not saying every 20-year-old, but I personally was very impressionable. And I could have very easily been, groomed. Like, I was shining like a fiery beacon. I was. So, yeah, I'm not saying that's the case here. I don't know, but that's an interesting line that she, said, Jim raised me. That's an interesting way to put it.
He hurt me, but he found it true love.
Yeah.
Jim taught me that
That makes me angry. That makes me so angry. Loving him was, he taught me that loving him was never enough. She still wants it because she wants him. She will take, fuck, what was the line? The hot and cold, she'll take it. She'll take it all because she just wants to be with him. So yeah, give me all of that ultraviolence. It's not that she just wants she wants love. I'm talking like it's fact. It's not. This is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like she wants love. She wants love from this person, and she wants her love to be good enough. Her love is good enough. This is not a her problem. But when you're young and which is why this is such a beautiful song, because obviously she's looking back at this and explaining this whole situation. Like, you can tell that there's maybe healing that has already been done. I don't know. I just get the feeling that, you know, we're looking back at something. It's not like this is how I'm feeling right now and I'm still not healed from it. I don't know. I just get the feeling like this is telling the story from a point of view where she's like a little bit more far removed from it, but still able to articulate exactly that feeling. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's how I'm feeling. Heaven is on earth again. When she's in love, heaven is on earth. Oh, sorry, that line. Crying tears of gold like lemonade, like it stings. It's gold, so it's beautiful and luxurious, and she wants it, but it stings. That blew my mind. That lyric is beautiful. And it's so sacred to her. Love feels like the way, it just feels like it's sacred to her. It's heaven. Yeah, it is. And blessed is this union. It's a religious experience to be in love.
'Cause I'm your jazz singer and you're my cult leader.
Yep.
I love you forever. I love you forever. Which is ultraviolence.
It's so creepy too, like the again, like anyone saying that this is glamour, I don't get it, because it's like even sonically, if you listen to the music, it's not glamorized. It's so dark and creepy sounding, and so you know that it's ominous, or I do. Like, it's very clear to me that this is, you know, to me it'd be glamorizing if it was like this, like very pretty love. I don't know. Yeah, I don't agree with that criticism. I'm just gonna say, at least from this song, I very much don't agree with that criticism.
I can hear sirens, you hit me and it felt like a kiss. I can hear violence, give me all
I love that. That was such a good song, and we got our first cry out of me in that song. Yeah, I mean, I already talked a lot, so I don't think I need to say anything more about this one in particular, but that was a really deep, emotional, and deeply nuanced song that I think, I don't know, I feel like any criticism that would come, I don't know if it's this song specifically, maybe there's more that we talk about like this, but I think that line though is one that I saw in some of those pieces. Like, he hit me and it felt like a kiss, and so people are like extracting that out of it And like, if you just take something out of context of the whole work, yeah, you can make anything sound bad, probably. You could probably take like a line out of this video that I say and make a case for something being horrible. I don't know. Please don't do that. Yeah, to me, I think you could take that line out and be like, oh, like this is doing something. And I don't think it's doing what they're saying it's doing. Or at least that's not. I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like Lana Del Rey is not for kids. It's not for children. I don't think she markets it for children. So I can't speak for like a 12-year-old listening to this and understanding, and maybe they would take that out of context and be like, "Oh, maybe there is a danger in that." But in that, I would say, there's a parental advisory on the record. So I would say it's not up to Lana to raise your 12-year-olds, like as a 37-year-old woman, I listen to this and I don't get any glamorization. I get a very deeply nuanced, sad situation that she's looking back on and reflecting on, trying to understand and grapple with why she wanted that so much, even though there was these abuses that we're seeing that she's discussing. I don't know. That's what I think. Oh, okay, Shades of Cool. This one I'm pretty sure even has a music video to it, I think. I don't know. We'll be watching that. Lots of blue. We're tying in maybe the Blue Velvet, and there was some blue in Born to Die.
My baby lives in shades of blue, blue eyes and jazz and attitude. He lives in California too. He drives a Chevy Malibu, and when he calls, he calls.
I'm sure we'll understand what shades of blue means, but obviously the first thing that comes up, the most rudimentary thought that comes up when you think, when you're comparing someone to blue is like sadness, depression, that kind of thing. So I wonder, like, mental health struggles in general. And I don't know, we'll find out more what she means by that, but that's just that's what comes up.
He lives for love, he loves his drugs, he loves his baby too. But I can't fix it, can't make him better, and I can't do nothing about this strange weather. But you.
So, oh wow, it's starting to get good. Strange weather, meaning, changing of moods, or, like the up and downs. I'm assuming that's what that means. Mood swings and health issues. And that, that doesn't make it right. I'm certainly not making an excuse for someone, and that kind of tracks with, if you're in a relationship like that is that's abusive, like I said, it's nuanced. So you could have a day that's just so beautiful and loving and gentle and kind, and then you have a day that's the complete opposite, and it's such a roller coaster. And it sounds like this person that she's with is struggling with some mental. Someone I know me, I have a lot of empathy, so I, especially in my younger years, I could totally see, and I did, find myself in these relationships because I almost had too much empathy and not enough empathy. Well, the problem was I had empathy for everybody else and not for myself. And that's why I think it's taken me 37 years to figure out that the most important thing is to love yourself. I think most of my life, I operated thinking that that was selfish to love yourself, which is so ridiculous now when I think about it, but it makes sense in just the way I was brought up and the way my mom was and the way my mom taught me. It makes sense that I thought that and believed that, but it really fucked me over in my 20s where I cared about other people's feelings above my own, and that attracts some pretty messed up people. I'm only sharing my experiences because that's what's coming up. I'm not saying that she's gone through all of these things. I hope you guys understand that. I know I give a lot of disclaimers. I get worried that, we're talking about such intense things, and I'm not trying to say anything is fact, but I do like to share what the art is doing to me and what it's bringing up in my life. So that's why I do that. But please don't ever think that I'm saying, any facts about Lana or anything like that, because I'm not.
Can't do nothing about this strange weather, but you are unfixable. Can't break through your world, 'cause you live in shades of cool. Your heart is unbreakable. My baby lives in shades.
So shades of cool. Obviously, we're gonna, analyze the crap out of that, or I'm going to. I'm sure you guys, you've had years to analyze it, so I'm sure you have all kinds of ideas of what that means. But it's interesting being paired with your heart is unbreakable. So shades of cool, like, because when you think of the opposite to cool, and obviously she plays with opposites a lot, opposite of cool is warm. And when you think of like someone who's warm or warm-hearted, they're open and receiving and giving, and yeah, like your heart is warm. You know what I'm talking about, right? And that's maybe how I would describe her if I had to put a label on. I would say she's probably a bit warm with her heart, at least. I think she is guarded, so you can see that she's guarded, and I mean, obviously we all put up walls and guards, but in general I would think she's probably more warm-hearted, and it sounds like this person is not. They're the opposite of that, so maybe they're closed off. And shades, obviously we know there's like different shades, so like different versions of things going on. So obviously that could, similarly be talking about some of the roller coaster, right, that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, that's kind of what that's bringing up. I'm sure, like I said, we've got a whole essay to do coming up in a few weeks, so I'll definitely dive more into that because that's really interesting.
My baby lives in shades of cool, for heart and hands and aptitude. He lives for love, for women too. I'm one of many. One is blue, and when he calls for me and not for you. 'Cause you are unfixable.
When you've got so much love for someone, you see maybe the pain, especially if you're an empathetic person. I don't know. She seems like she's locked in to her emotions, so I don't think it's a huge leap to say maybe she's quite an empathetic person. So she sees maybe wear some of, like I said, like it's almost a curse sometimes to be empathetic. Like you have to learn to be okay, and you know, I'm sure she has. She's not in this place right now, right? But for me, like it's taken years to learn that it's okay to have compassion for people and understand why they're hurting and why they're hurting you, and be like, okay, well, it makes sense, like they're just projecting this, and it's fine to do that, logicking of it, but it doesn't mean it's okay, and it doesn't mean you need to stay in that situation, you know what I mean? So, but it's so frustrating when you love someone and you want to help them and you want to fix them. You want to be that support for them. Of course you do, because that's love. That's what love is. And then, you know, you got to figure out when it's too much, when it just, you can't, because you can't fix anybody. You can't force them to change. You can't force them to grow. All you can do is hold the mirror up by being yourself, being your authentic self, and that forces them to look at themselves, and you hope that they make the decision to learn from it and grow from it. But that's all you can do. And fuck, but I get what she's saying. Like, yeah, it's frustrating to feel that way. It's so haunting. It's beautiful and sad. So there's definitely, this is something I have seen. I mean, you can't, I couldn't analyze every theme that I was seeing in Born to Die, because if I did, I mean, it was already a 40-minute video. It was already a 6,000 word essay, but so there certainly was things left out, a lot. I think that's what was frustrating about it, because it took so long and I still felt like there was so much that I wanted to say and talk about. But I was like, at the end of the day, like, we do have to move on. I want to move on at some point. So if I just sit there and write and write and write for, you know, 20,000 words, I don't know. I don't know if it would be worth it. But my point is, I certainly saw the theme of summer. Summer comes up a lot. Obviously, there's a song, Summertime Sadness, but it comes up in other songs as well in Born to Die. And if I remember correctly, Norman as well. So yeah, I'm just pointing out little themes that I'm that I'm saying. I don't know what they mean yet fully. I mean, I think summer to her, summer is nuanced for sure. It doesn't just mean one thing. It doesn't just mean like happiness, for sure. But there is like it's LA, it's summer, it's beautiful, but there's also pain in there too. Summertime sadness. Oh, gorgeous. Angelic.
Can't break through your world, 'cause you live in shades of cool.
Oh, her voice. She's an angel.
Is unbreakable.
Oh, that last chord. There's so much in that last chord. Oh, I really like the production on that. It's just so sad when you want to help someone, you want to fix them, and they're just not there yet. you know, they're not on that journey yet. Doesn't mean they are actually unfixable. They, you know, I have hope that most people can, you know, change if they want to, but they certainly, you can't force someone else to change. It has to come straight from the person, and it's so sad to just sit there and watch people be so destructive to themselves and to you if you're in that relationship, obviously. So, that was beautiful. We're 3 songs in. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm glad I'm only doing the 11 tracks, guys. We're already an hour in. Holy. Oh, okay. Brooklyn Baby. Brooklyn. New York. Right? New York. Unless there's some Brooklyn in California that I don't know about. Which is possible, because I don't really know. I mean, I didn't know what Topanga was before listening to Lana, so. Okay. Brooklyn Baby. It reminds me of Broadway Baby, the song. Just the 2 B's, I guess. I'm sure it's quite so peppy. Ooh, I love the guitars so far. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that bass, yeah. I need to listen to that bass again. I like that. I'm too young to love you. I don't know what I need. They think I don't understand the freedom land of the 70s. Remember what I was talking about? When I was talking about the intricacies, when you have that conversation about potential grooming or things like that, especially with 2 adults. Obviously, it's a different conversation when we're talking in legal terms and we're talking child with adult. Like, that's pretty black and white in my opinion, and that's black and white. But it gets a little more interesting when we're talking about 2 consenting adults, when there is still an interesting power dynamic. But you also, like I said, I said that earlier, like, you also, like, you don't want to necessarily infantilize the 20-year-old girl. Like, she's not stupid. It's more about, I guess, life experience, and I don't know, I just think this is really interesting because we're obviously hearing that side of it. It's like, you know, we're hearing from the woman who's in love. And, you know, obviously some people are saying things like that to her, maybe like, you know, isn't he a bit old? Like, you know, maybe you're a bit too young to really be in a relationship like that. Maybe you guys are in the same place in life, which can feel devastating, I would suspect, as a young person in love. And you do kind of just want to be like, well, fuck you, I'm in love. You can't really tell someone, especially an adult. Like, they have to figure it out on their own if it's bad for them. But this is interesting. Beautiful. Well, my boyfriend's in a band. He plays guitar while I sing lyric. I've got feathers in my hair. I get down to be poetry. And my jazz collection's rare. I can't play most anything. I'm a Brooklyn baby. I'm a Brooklyn baby. Such a vivid picture again. I know I say that all the time. I think maybe, I mean, if we're still talking about the same abusive relationship, you know, maybe she had people that could kind of see it and be like, hey, like, maybe that's not great for you. But she hasn't gotten there yet. In the song, obviously, you know, she's thinking back on it when she's writing. That's clear to me. But, you know, the girl in this song, the woman in this song, that's being the story's about, she hasn't got there yet. She's still very much got the heart-shaped sunglasses on. Yeah, it can be almost frustrating for people it's like they're judging us. They're judging our love, this beautiful love that we have.
The colors like they forgot to read. I think we're like fire and water. I think we're like the wind and sea. You're burning up, I'm cooling down. You're up, I'm down. You're blind, I see.
I'm glad I don't know, I feel like when I heard the lyric, I think we're like fire and water, my instant thought was, which one's fire and which one's water? And my instant was like, oh, she's water. She's the emotional one. He's fire. He's the explosive one, right? And then she kind of confirmed that with "You're burning up, I'm cooling down." She's like the medicine, right? Or she tries to be. She's trying to fix him. Because water, right? Water is the antidote to fire, right? Oh, that's really interesting. Beautiful.
Talking about my generation. I'm talking about that new nation. And if you don't like it, you can beat it.
Yeah.
Beat it, baby. You never liked the way you said it. If you don't get it, then forget it. 'Cause I don't have to fucking explain.
No, you don't. You don't. It's your life. You don't have to.
And my boyfriend's in a band.
Beautiful.
He plays guitar while I sing Lou Reed. I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. Yeah, my boyfriend's pretty cool. But he's not as cool as me.
That male voice in the background. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love the guitars. Love this production of this whole album so far. It's so up my alley. I feel like I say that with every record so far, though. Oh, that was good. That was really interesting. I loved this little part. I don't know, it's like a bridge or whatever. Yeah, I think there's people in her life at this time, or at least like what this song is set in, that were maybe seeing some of the toxicity before maybe she was, and she was in love, and it's like, if you don't get it, then forget it, because I don't have to fucking explain it. And she's right, she doesn't. She's an adult, and she doesn't. You don't have to explain anything. This is your life, this is your path, this is your journey. It's kind of interesting that she, like, and that's what's so cool about humans, is that we see it in other people, but we don't see it in ourselves sometimes. So for example, we've got one song, you know, just being so frustrated that she can't change this person. And then now we've got a song where someone else who clearly, I mean, not clearly, but it seems like they probably, maybe not, maybe the people are just being jerks and being judgmental, I don't know. But it also could be people that care about her, and it's like, I don't know if this person is right for you. And she's like, well, I don't have to explain it to you. It's interesting seeing those two sides, because she could see it when she wanted to kind of help this person, but then when someone else is doing, but that's the whole thing, right? That it's still the same message of you can only, you know, especially with adults, you're making the choices. You have to be the one that wants to make the change. You have to be the one that wants to leave and to, you know, figure that out. But I love it. It's so interesting. She's so human in her art, and I love that. I love it. I'm so passionate about that. Yeah, a lot, obviously, in multiple songs now, we're already seeing a lot of hot and cold, which again, we first saw hot and cold. Was it Off to the Races? I think it was Off to the Races, but I could be wrong about that. But We definitely saw it in Born to Die, and now we're seeing a lot of references to warm and cool. Interesting. Cool. So it's like we're expanding on some of the themes in Born to Die, but we're like kind of going in different directions too. It's, yeah, this is really exciting. Can't wait to dive into all of this. Okay, West Coast. I know nothing about it. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, I like this.
Down on the West Coast, they got a saying: if you're not drinking, then you're not playing. It all could happen. That's why I'm leaving you for the moment. You for the moment, boy blue.
Boy Blue.
Yeah, you pull it hard up the shore. I'm feeling hot to the touch.
Hot
You
to the
say
touch.
you miss me, and you say I miss you so much. But something keeps me really good. I'm alive, I'm a lush. Your love, your love, your love.
This is like a vibing song for me. Like, this was super vibey. I loved it. So sonically was just like taking it over, and I barely was, I mean, obviously I was picking up little things that I was getting lyrically, but it was, yeah, sonically this was really cool. Sexy, vibey, outdoors at a bonfire. I don't know. That's what I'm picturing. I don't know. On a beach, a bonfire on a beach, dancing around, drinking and vibing. I don't know. That's the picture I'm having in my head. I don't know if that's accurate. Down on the West Coast, I get this feeling like it all could happen. That's why I'm leaving. It all could happen. That's why I'm leaving you for the moment. You for the moment. Boy Blue, yeah, you. You're falling hard. I push away. I'm feeling hot to the touch. Interesting. Okay. So she's got more of the power in this particular relationship, or in this moment anyway. You say you miss me, and I want to say I miss you so much, but something keeps me really quiet. I'm alive. I'm a lush. Your love, your love, your love. Interesting. And it could all happen. That's why I'm leaving. Is that talking about like her career? It could all happen. Her dreams could come true. I don't know. I don't know if that's what it means, but that's what I am getting from that.
Love, your love, your love. I can see my baby swinging. His parliament's on fire.
Fire again.
On the balcony, and I'm singing. Ooh, baby, I'm in love. I'm in love. Down on the West Coast, they got their icons, the silver starlets, the queens of Saigons, and you got the music, you got the music in you, don't you? You push it hard and pull away, I'm feeling hot and on fire. I guess I no one ever really made me feel that much higher. They say you got it, boy, it's your white desire. Your love, your love, your love. I can see my baby.
That change, that tempo change.
Específico cuando como yo on the balcony, and I'm saying, move, baby, move, baby.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
I can see my sweet boy swaying. Específico cuando como yo on the balcony, and I'm saying, move, baby, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love.
Oh, that was so vibey. I was getting lost in that. I feel like not all the time, but some of her songs, these like really sexy, vibey songs, they always like, I always see these like dance scenes, but it's like in slow motion. So it's like watching a movie and it's slowed down. Like, you know, the people aren't actually dancing that slow, but it's. Does that make sense? I feel like that happens a lot in Lana's songs for me in my head. I'm not saying that's the way it is. It's just that's what I get in my head is these pictures of people having these snapshots of enjoyment, sexiness, but it's always in slow motion. Like it's purposely, like I'm seeing it as if a movie. It's been edited, slowed down. Not that they're dancing slow, they're just, it's slowed down. Does that make any sense? I don't know. That was cool. Super vibey. Yeah, I'll have to go more into that, into some of the meanings of that. It's interesting. Definitely some interesting, more interesting power dynamics than what we've explored earlier on in whatever relationships he's talking about here. I think she feels slightly more empowered in some ways, or that she's like, it feels like a different relationship. I don't know if it is. If it's not, then it's just, you know, all relationships are nuanced and different power dynamics go up and down. So it's possible that it's the same one, but it just feels different because it just feels like she doesn't feel not enough in this one, or maybe she's just grown and changed within the same relationship. I don't know, because she does say boy blue, so maybe this is her pulling away after doing some growth and transformation. I don't know. I'm just saying shit that's come into my mind as I'm doing that. Like, sad girl. Oh god. Okay. Sad girl. Oh no. Okay. Let's hear sad girl. I love that. He's got the fire. A bad girl. That theme again. It's interesting. Yeah, I just the way you perceive yourself. Yeah, that's interesting to switch it up to I'm a bad girl. There might be some just this much regret in there. Obviously, she's kind of in this beginning verse, it's like you just wouldn't get it. It might not appeal to fools like you, and so she's like justifying it kind of, and but then she starts talking about him and everything that kind of does it for her. God, we've got a lot more fire. I mean, light of my life, fire of my loins. It was there in Born to Die, but it's really there now. He's got the fire and he walks with it. He's got the fire and he talks with it. I mean, that could have many meanings, double, triple meanings. His Bonnie on the side. Bonnie, like little lassie, like that's like, what is that, Scottish or something? Something European. Sorry, I don't know. Interesting. But then she's like talking so much, not talking shit, but like, you know what I mean? There's so much confidence in here, and then you get down to it and it's like, I'm but it makes me a sad girl. And I'm a bad girl. Okay, interesting.
Being a bad bitch on the side might not have been the fools like you. Creeping around while he gets high. It might not be something you would do, but you haven't seen my man. You haven't seen my man.
It's another, remember
My man.
if you were in my live, I was gonna say, remember I'm like talking to you like you all went to my live, but yeah, my live we were talking about sexy sad as a, you know, I don't know. She has songs that are sexy sad, and this is one of them. This is a sexy sad song. They're very interesting. I love these type of songs.
I'm a sad girl, I'm a sad girl, I'm a sad girl. I'm a sad girl, I'm a bad girl, I'm a bad girl. Watch what you say to me. Careful who you're talking to. Watch what you say to me. Careful who you're talking to. I'm on fire.
Ooh, I'm on fire, baby.
I'm on fire.
Watch what you say to me. Careful who you're talking to. Watch what you say to me. Careful who you're talking to. I'm on fire. So she's lit, or he's lit her on fire. Because he's got the fire and he walks with it. And he's lit her on fire. The love is the fire. But the love and everything that goes along with it. The love and the abuse and everything. The hot and the cold. Huh. Interesting. I love this.
On the side, money on the side, makes me sad, sad girl. There's money on the side, makes me sad, sad girl. I'm a sad girl, I'm a sad girl, I'm a sad girl. I'm a sad girl, I'm a sad girl, I'm a bad girl, I'm a bad girl.
This is my good girl, Jenny, that joined us during this song. That was a good song. That was really interesting. And again, oh my God, like we're going to be talking about this whole fire and water and warm and cool. Definitely. There's a lot of that going on. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I like that one as well. I mean, I haven't not liked a song yet. Pretty When You Cry.
All the pretty stars shine for you, my love. Am I that girl that you dream of?
All the pretty stars shine for you. I think she's talking about women there. Different, all the women. I don't know. That was my first thought. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's, and then her saying, am I that girl that you dream of? Right after kind of confirmed it for me. Interesting. Okay. But, and we have also talked about maybe like a relationship that's not completely monogamous. There's other women, there's other, yeah, things going on. So that also just does make sense, that maybe she would be having some feelings about that. And just wonder, like, because she, you know, am I the girl that you dream of?
All those little times you said that I'm your girl, you make me feel like your whole world. I'll wait for you, babe. That's all I do, babe. Don't come through, babe. You never do. 'Cause I'm pretty when I cry. I'm pretty when I cry. I'm pretty when I cry. All those special times I spent with you, my love, they don't mean shit compared to all your drugs. But I don't really mind.
Oh,
I've got much more than that. Like my memories, I don't need that. I'll wait for you, babe. You don't come through, babe. You never do, babe. That's just what you do. 'Cause I'm pretty when I cry. I'm pretty when I cry. I'm pretty when I cry.
I don't think I quite got it when I first heard the chorus here, but I wait for you, babe. You don't come through, babe. You never do, babe. That's just what you do. So there's almost like a level of acceptance that he is who he is, and, you know, she loves in spite of all that. But then she says, that's just what you do because I'm pretty when I cry. And so I'm wondering if that's like he doesn't care or notice that she's sad and that she's feeling these things in this relationship because she's still pretty. You know, like, not literally, I don't think, but, you know, she's putting on this pretty face through the pain and sadness. And so he's just never gonna come through. You never do. That's what you do because I'm pretty when I cry. There's a mask there. I mean, I don't think it's literally she's pretty. I mean, I'm sure she's gorgeous when she cries, but that's what I'm getting from that line. Really deep stuff here in this record. I'm loving it so far. It's fascinating. I'm so glad that you know, there's some people that want me to just do the album and then 3 days later do the next album, 3 days later. I'm so glad that I'm not doing it that way. I'm so glad that I'm letting it marinate as much as possible. I mean, obviously, like I said, years from now, I'm still going to get things out of this that I am not going to be able to get in 6 weeks or whatever it ends up being. But I'm so glad that I did that with Born to Die because I'm getting so much more out of this record. Just knowing and having a more deep understanding of the themes in that, and then seeing how this is similar or playing with some of the same ideas but different, definitely expanding on these things. So this is really cool.
Don't say you need me when you leave and you leave again. I'm stronger than all my men, except for you. Don't say you need me there. Feeling that you're leaving, I can't do it.
Okay. I'm pretty when I cry. Yeah, that was a really interesting. I mean, they're all interesting. I love the concept of that one. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Okay, money, power, glory. So we're getting more into the money and the power. Obviously, we saw a lot of that in Born to Die, so I'm interested to what this one's going to be.
You say that you wanna go to a land that's far away. How are we supposed to get there with the way that we're living today? You talk lots about God. Freedom comes from the call, but that's not what this bitch wants. Not what I want at all. I want money, power, and glory. I want money and all your power, all your glory. Hallelujah. I wanna take you for all that you got.
This is so fascinating. Oh, this is so fascinating. Oh my god, yes. Yes, so we're comparing money and glory and power in a religious sense again. And we saw that in Born to Die. But it's really all coming together in this. You talk lots about God. Freedom comes from the call. But that's not what this bitch wants. Not what I want at all. Freedom comes from the call. Freedom comes from the call, like God's call, like your purpose, your call to serve, your call to whatever religion. But she's like, well, no, fuck it. I don't want that. I just want money, power, and glory. Give me that. Give me that heaven on earth, that paradise. I want money, all your power, all your glory. So if this is the same person that she saw in the first song that she saw was kind of above her, and she's like, well, I want that. Like, that's rich coming from someone who has all that. I want that. Hallelujah. I want to take you for all that you got. It's it's just an interesting way to put it. Like, it's a religious experience. Again, we're having so many religious themes and symbols and references, but of course the themes are to do with that money and power and glory, because I mean, we talked about the freedom that money, power, and glory comes with. Like, it's rich to say that, the freedom all comes from this way of living life where, you're free if you're just doing your calling. But also in this capitalist, late stage capitalist hellscape, sorry, no. You also have to have a certain amount of money and power to kind of get by. You can't really just get by on doing your calling. Unfortunately, I wish you could. I wish life was like that, but that's not the way it is. And I love that she's just unapologetically saying that. It's definitely satirical in a way too. Like, I don't think she's this like money hungry evil person. That's not what I think she is. I think she's making a point. Not that it's evil to want money and power and glory. I don't think it is. I think that it could be true. I think that many very rich people, and I'm not talking about rich people like that, make $1 million a year. Like, that's rich, but that's not the kind of rich I'm talking about. And I don't think it's the kind of rich she's talking about. That's like, doing well lots of abundance in your life, don't like financial security. I don't think that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about like, yeah, the hoarding. But yeah, I think you can be abundant and financially secure and still be a good person. And I don't know, it's interesting to be talking about this stuff and hear her take on it. And I love it. Yeah, this is really cool.
The sun also rises on those who fail the call.
Yeah.
My life, it comprises losses and wins and
yes.
and falls.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, that's beautiful. The sun also rises on those who fail the call. It's like, it's still that grappling again, you know, if she's had this Catholic raising, but now you're an adult and you're trying to figure out what all that means. And I've had these, like, a similar where you're like, but why would I answer this call, this calling? Would God, like, and you wrestle with this. Why try to be a good person? Because, you see the sun also rises for those who don't give a frick about these things. And those people, they're doing amazing. Look how great, John is doing down the road. He's making millions of dollars and he doesn't give a crap about, trying to be a good person. And it's just, yeah, it gets frustrating and you're trying to grapple with that. Like, so what's the point? Why do I want to be a good person then? I mean, I know now, after grappling with those things, I know what I believe and what I want to try to do and, why I want to try to be a good person. But I've definitely had those thoughts where you're like trying to figure out, and it's like, how is that fair? It's like, life isn't fair, first of all, but like, you also don't know what their struggles are, because maybe they don't struggle with money, but maybe you don't know what they freaking struggle with, right? You never know. So it's just interesting. Losses and wins and fails and falls. Yeah, she's human.
I can do it if you really, really like that. I know what you really want, but baby, I can do it if you think you like that. You should run, boy, run. I want money, power, and glory. Hallelujah. I'm gonna take them for what they got. Dope and diamonds, dope and diamonds.
Yes.
Dope and diamonds, dope and diamonds. Money, power, and glory. I want money and all your power, all your glory. Hallelujah. I wanna take you for all that you got. Hallelujah. I'm gonna take them for all that they got.
I love that. I'm gonna have a great time kind of going through that and analyzing that one. Okay, fucked my way up to the top. Perfect. So she decided what she wanted and now she's gonna go for it. Good for her.
Life is awesome, I confess. What I do best. You got nothing, I got tested, and I'm past, yes. Lay me down tonight, in my linen curls. Lay me down tonight, Riviera. Don't even know what you're good for. Mimicking me is a fucking bore to me.
So again, it's like flipping some of these things that maybe society would tell us as women would be shameful or bad, and she's like flipping them in these songs to be empowered. And she's been doing this since Born to Die. I mean, probably earlier. I haven't checked out the other stuff, but from Born to Die to this, it's like this, she makes you rethink, or she reframes your perspective on what being a woman and using your sexuality and being unapologetic about using your sexuality, what that means. Yeah, just, she's always playing with things, playing with perception. And it's definitely on purpose, and it's definitely to make a statement, and I love it. And I think it's almost funny sometimes that people think she's so controversial, because I don't know. I don't know, I just feel like I get it, if that makes sense. It's not controversial to me. It's just art to me. Like, it's just turning things around and changing our perspectives and making you think and making you really dig down and dig deep into what you actually believe about these things. It forces you to, and I freaking love her for that.
I fucked my way up to the top. Go, baby, go.
Sounds so cool. That was such a cool song. Yeah, she's such a clever lady. So clever. I'm just in awe of her intelligence about what's going on in the world and how she expresses it. I love it. Old Money. Okay. Old Money. Interesting. I mean, she always looks like Old Money, right? She looks so glamorous. And this is the last one. I think the last one is a cover. So this is the last one that she's written here. Okay.
Blue hydrangea, cold
blue
cash
again.
divine,
Cold Cash Divine.
cashmere cologne, and white sunshine, red racing cars, sunset and vine. The kids were young and pretty. Where have you been? Where did you go? Those
Summer again.
nights
And obviously we had Cars again.
long ago. And so is the girl you used to call the Queen of New York City. But if you send for me, you know I'll come. And if you call for me, you know I'll run to you, I'll run to you, I'll run, I'll come to you.
The devotion again, right? this person, that she's looking back at now. And, so much has changed, and I'm remembering all these nights, but where have you been? Where did you go? But if you did call for me, I'd be there in a second. I totally understand, or I feel like I can relate to that feeling when you love someone and you remember that love and how it made you feel. Ooh, that's beautiful. Those strings.
The power of youth is on my mind. Sunset, small town, I'm out of time. Will you still love me when I shine? From words but not from beauty. My father's love was always strong. My mother's glamour lives on and on, yet still inside.
Oh, those are some interesting words there. So this one, will you still love me when I shine? From words, but not from beauty. So we're talking, or this is my interpretation anyway, it seems like we're talking about a love that she had before she is kind of famous and, has left her mark on the world using her words, her songs, her songwriting. And so she's maybe feeling like she's gone through this transformation, or she will go through this transformation. And she's wondering if this person would still love her because, she's moved on from the off to the races version of herself, part of herself. And now she's moving on to this more glamorous side. But this one too, my father's love is always strong. My mother's glamour lives on and on. And I know you guys have told me, because especially when I listened to Norman, I was picking up a lot on some like childhood wounds. I projected my own because I have father wounds. So I just projected that and thought, oh, maybe she has a father wound as well. And you guys very quickly corrected me. It was like, no, she's actually has a really great relationship with her dad, and it's her mom that maybe didn't. I don't know, because I don't know much about it, but it's her mom it's the mother wound that she has, basically. And I mean, that's pretty clear when you see this. It's like the comparison is she's saying my father's love, and then usually like what you would consider like a normal mother-daughter relationship, you would assume that love would be synonymous with mother, because that's a whole thing in our society, like mother's love, and you just almost make an assumption that a mother is always going to love their child the way that they need to, because there's a lot that goes into that. We could write essays about that. When all she says in this song, like she's talking about her father's love, but what she's saying about her mother is not anything to do with love, but her glamour. And that's really interesting too, because obviously we've seen this side of her that she loves to have that glamorous life. She dreams of that glamorous life. It makes her feel strong and powerful and beautiful. And we saw that in Born to Die, and now she's saying my mother's glamour lives on and on. So there's something there with that. That's interesting. And a little bit, like just a kernel of telling that story, which I assume we hear more about that in Tunnel. I think you guys said that was a little bit more personal and telling her personal story, so I'm interested in that. But yeah, we got a little kernel there though. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if I would have picked up on that though if I didn't know there was already kind of a wound there, but it is interesting when you see it and you know that, because it's, like I said, that's an interesting choice to to not say, like, it's like what you're saying about your mother is that her glamour lives on and on. That says a lot, because the assumption is always that the mother's going to have, you know, all kinds of love for the daughter. And so, yeah, that's quite interesting.
I felt alone for reasons unknown to me. But if you send for me, you know I'll come. And if you call for me, you know I'll run to you, I'll run to you, I'll run. I'll come to you, I'll come to you, I'll come. Divine, cashmere cologne and hot sunshine, red racing cars, sunset and vine, and we were young and pretty.
Such an interesting song as well. There's definitely going to be a lot in there that I'm going to dive into. So super excited to start, you know, start doing that. Okay, we're at the final song of the album. This has been such a great album. So different than Born to Die, but equally beautiful and touching and interesting. Almost like, yeah, I do feel like there's an expansion, which is cool, because I feel like that's what you would want or almost expect when we're doing, I mean, I know it's not technically her first album, Born to Die. Technically it was her second, right? But yeah, you always like hope that an artist grows and changes and kind of expands on the work and doesn't just do the same thing. And it's very clear to me, obviously, that she hasn't done that, although I knew you guys had kind of told me that, you know, everything is kind of different, and she really grows and transforms that way, which is really, really cool to see. But yeah, it's like some of the thoughts and kernels that were left in Born to Die, it's like she's taken some of those and just really expanded upon those. And that's really exciting for me to kind of play around with and to analyze. I love it.
The other woman has time to manicure her nails. The other woman is perfect where her rival fails, and she's never seen with pin curls in her hair anywhere. The other woman enchants her clothes with French perfume. The other woman keeps fresh cut flowers in each room. And when her old man comes to call, he finds her waiting like a lonesome queen.
Like a lonesome queen. Nice.
The other woman will always cry herself to sleep. The other woman will never have his love to keep. And as the years go by, the other woman will spend her life alone.
because I'm just thinking back now to all the references of loneliness and feeling alone while still in a relationship. Even down to some of the times where she's talking about like not being able to get inside. He won't let her in, and just kind of being like a tough nut to crack in that way. There's a loneliness that comes with opening yourself up to somebody and them taking that but not reciprocating that openness. It's very lonely. And obviously we did have references to like not being the only woman in a man's life. That was referenced over and over again. So it's really interesting and fitting that this was what she chose to end the album with. Wow. That was such a cool listening experience. Oh man. I've got so much. I probably missed so much, and you're probably just watching this and like, how did she miss that? I don't know, guys. It's my first reaction, and I'm sure as I listen to it more and more and more, I'm sure I'll pick up even more. Yeah, I don't think there was a song on here again that I didn't like. I don't even know. Ultraviolence was the most intense experience for sure, but I loved it. I thought it was so well done. It was so nuanced, and I loved it. I loved it. I don't know. I really loved it. Shades of Cool was really interesting. Like, I just want to go through the lyrics again of all of these, because I know I'm just gonna get so much more. Oh, I can fix it. Yeah, oh my god. I'm one of many Bonnies Blue. I have thoughts about that, but Blue is definitely in here a lot. And so I know I need to dive more into that. I'm interested in that and excited for that. I'm one of many Bonnies Blue. I'm having thoughts, but I'm not sure. I don't want to say it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what I think about that or believe about that, but that's an interesting line for sure that I'm going to be exploring a little bit more in my journey, because that's an interesting one. Anyways, okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't know how to wrap it up, because I'm very overwhelmed with what I just heard. So I don't have a wrap up. Sorry. I think that's why I like to do that big essay wrap up, because I have a chance to like really think about what I've listened to after listening to it a bunch of times, and can dive a little bit further into it. It just makes it feel more like a wrap up, because there's no chance in hell that I could wrap this stuff up for you right now. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did in fact like this video. And I'll see you next week. Actually, I'll see you next week for the deluxe tracks. Thanks guys. Bye.